Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Kesgrave Panthers Podcast. Today is a special occasion as it is our first ever international podcast, and we have the current South Australian and Australian champion from the Findon Comets, Bobby McMillan. How are you feeling today, Bobby?
Good, mate. How you going, boys?
Yeah, we're good. It's slightly late over here, about 20 past 10, but, pretty good.
Early for me. It's 6:30 here.
Jeez. Yeah, so I reckon we'll get into it. And so how did you get into Cycle Speedway?
How did I get into Cycle Speedway? Jeez. Probably looking about year 2000-ish. My older brother, actually, he doesn't race anymore. He used to go down to the Findon Club with one of his mates from school. And then one day, my mum told him to take me along. And yeah, he left and I never did. So I've been there for about 20 years now.
So is this the same track that you started at? Is this the one that you still ride at?
Yeah, I still race for Findon, yeah. Every Sunday, 1:00, as always.
Yeah, do you enjoy the track down there? Is it like, because we obviously haven't ridden there, but like, could you explain like what the track's like down there?
Have you ridden at Poole before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Findon and Poole are for the same track plans. Banking's probably slightly different at Findon, a bit tighter, I think. But obviously racing, we race on a dolomite surface where you guys race on a shale. I think shale personally is grippier, but I'm used to the Australian tracks, wet or dry. So it's just getting used to it, I suppose. But yeah, I enjoy Findon track. It's my home track. Not my favourite track.
Oh, what is your favourite track?
It'd be a toss-up between probably Wentzfield or Cov, I think, or Cookson. Cookson Park's quite a good track.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick. I couldn't pick. Yeah, Wentzfield when I was really fit, that was probably my favourite. But Coventry was really good for the lines and stuff you could pull on it with the banking.
Yeah.
And
Wentzfield is a bit of a weird one with like all the weird corner in the end. So
yeah. When I was living in Cov, I could train at Cov on Wednesday or Thursday night, and I could also train at Wentzfield with the Elite League team when I was racing for them.
Yeah. It's like when you first ride there, you don't really notice that bend until your first race, and somebody like just comes up the inside of you, and then you have to try and cope with that a bit. Yeah,
I think my first meeting in the UK was the Christine Ellis in 2014. That's when I moved over there. And I remember Andy Angel having my pants down on that corner. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So how did you cope? Because you said that the surface was different. Was it like hard to get used to, or did you adjust to it quite quick?
Well, actually, I went to England back in 2009 with Mick Harley and Shane Bentley just for a couple of weeks. So I got a bit of a taste of the tracks back then. Obviously, I was a different style of rider by the time 2014 came around, but it's not too much different. Just requires a bit more water and compacting. So much the same, but it is different, definitely. It's more unpredictable, I think, the Dolomite. I think a couple of the GB riders would agree.
Yeah. Like, so most of our viewers are like English. So would you say you have like a biggest inspiration that is Australian, or maybe just English?
Inspirational. Sorry, what was the question?
Like, what's your biggest inspiration in Cycle Speedway?
Like kind of like who I look up to. Is that what you're trying to say? Or people I've looked up to from Australia, definitely Matty Gentle from Findon. He's a two-time world number 2 in the open category. Daniel Pudney, obviously, he's a 2-time world champion. Both very good mentors. Brad Hoppo, good coach, and Rob Fleming. He hasn't got much of a resume, but he's a hell of a coach. But yeah, it's been some top riders who coached and brought me along, so that was good.
What are the seasons like in Australia that we ride? Because we ride through the summer and then through the winters. We don't.
Yeah, we're the same. We're much the same. We're rain, hail or shine. We're usually out on the track.
Yeah. Like, do you have like an indoor season over in Australia? Because like our winter, we do like indoor racing, but just wondering if you did.
No, I wish we did, because I rode indoor while I was over there. That was good fun. But no, we don't do indoor here. Doesn't get that wet.
Yeah. So, like, what would you say you have like a most memorable moment in Cycle Speedway?
I'm sure there's a few. People would probably expect me to say my runoff with Szymanski for third and fourth in the Worlds in Wensfield World Final. I did lose that runoff, but still it was great to make it there. But actually, my most memorable, and Cody will hate me for saying it, it was the Mick Harley 2019 Invitational. And obviously, Mick Harley's founder of Cycle Speedway in Australia. He passed away, but that was the last Mick Harley Invitational that he was around for. And I was off of gate 2 and gated over Cody Chadwick, the current world number 2, and won it. So that was a good one for me. Happy to win that one.
Yeah. Like with your runoff, would you say like what were you feeling like before and after that? Like,
living in England, I was in a pretty good headspace racing wise. I didn't really let anything get to me. I was just go out and race with a smile on my face, win or lose. I didn't care. So I was just happy to be there. To be honest, I had a good day. I had 2 wins in 2 seconds, and a 4th, which cost me. If I was my grid 4 leading up to that final race, the runoff, I was off grid 4 with Grobowski on 3, Paul Hurd on 2, and Cody Chadwick on 1. So it was a pretty bad. I'm not disappointed I come 4th, but if I picked up a point there, I would have been outright 3rd. But if I got a 2nd, I would have had a run off for 1st.
Yeah.
But, that runoff, I was just happy to be there. Szymanski was the defending world champion, and to be able to keep up with those that caliber of riders, it was a good feeling.
Yeah, it must be. Like, what would you say is like the best advice you've ever been given?
For me personally, don't overthink it. Good friend of mine and coach Hoppo always tells me that I overanalyze, which is true, definitely true. But yeah, the best advice I can give is just ride with a smile, enjoy it. Don't let one bad race affect you. There's plenty more coming.
Yeah. Like, why do you ride? Is it for like fun, or do you do it to try and promote the sport or something like that?
It's a mixture of both. I've always been a bit of an ambassador for the sport, always promoting Cycle Speedway. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't love it. Bit of a love-hate relationship, it's hard to get Cycle Speedway off the ground more than what it is, which we all want. But we just do what we can to keep it alive and keep the sport going for the grassroots coming up.
I don't think Charlie. I don't think your mic is working. So, I'll carry on, and I'll go. Like, do your family support you in any way while you're racing? Like, my
family? No, not so much. They come and watch me race every now and then, but nah, not really. No, they just pop in. I when the Worlds are in, and the occasional Sunday. You know, they're busy people.
Yeah. Would you say that like anybody who, I don't know, anybody like who's the main person who'd like come down and watch you, or?
My partner Courtney, for sure. She comes down when she's not working most Sundays, so she'll be there on Sunday. We got the Mick Harley Invitational this Sunday actually. So I magically won that the last 2 years in a row somehow. So let's see if we can make it 3.
Yeah. So I believe I've been told that you may want to ask us some questions.
Yes. So I'm sure people have been watching your podcast and want to know a bit about you fellas. So you obviously both ride for the Kesgrave Panthers.
Yeah.
When did you guys start?
I think I must have started around 2012, 13 maybe, when like I think I just went down for like a practice day maybe, and yeah, it just all went from there really.
So do you have any relatives that's a race or?
No, my granddad knew the coach Pete down there from work, so he heard about that and just thought that he'd take me down one day, and just went from there. Yeah.
Nice. Pretty much the same thing with me. My dad just heard about it and decided to go down one day. It happened to be Club Champs, so we were racing, but just didn't want to stop.
You guys in the same age category?
No, I was 1 year older than me.
Yeah. So not really, but it just the Suffolk GP is different in that, but most of the time we're racing together, really.
Yeah. What bikes do you ride?
I want to say I do ride a pedal power, but I'm not sure what size it is. Maybe about.
I think
18?
I think your one's
18?
an 18 and mine's a 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, they're good bikes, pedal powers.
Yeah.
Mark Reynolds does a good job.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Tried other things, just haven't liked them as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I see you guys have a colour scheme for your bikes.
Yeah. Got
both black, really.
Matching trainers as well.
Yeah. And helmet colour, really.
Yeah.
Should we go on to? Oh.
No. Don't know. You can ask us a bit more if you want, Bobby. Or
Yeah. So, what's your goals? So, in Soccer Speedway, what do you want to achieve? Obviously, everyone wants to be the world champion, but
yeah. So,
what's your dreams?
Just as you say, like world champion, but just bring more people into this sport, get it like so more people know about it, get people more involved, and just, maybe
just
be world champion one day.
Yeah, keep racing, really.
That's good. Very good.
Yeah, sorry, my camera's a microphone from my phone now. My phones won't connect to the Wi-Fi, so.
That's good. All good. All right. So, what do you guys want to ask me next?
Oh, don't mind, Charlie. You go with something.
Oh, what bike do you ride?
I have a custom frame actually. Lucas Nowacki designed it. It's the bit of a mock-up of the Archie, just with the bit of high tensile alloy and redimensioned so the bottom bracket's a little bit higher. Okay. So similar heights. It's made by Milek in Poland, so where the pedal powers are manufactured. But I've noticed I've been getting a bit more clearance pedaling into the corners now. So that's definitely helping. But it's just a Nowacki frame, I call it. Lucas Nowacki designed it. So I've got 2 of those in the shed.
Yeah. So how long have you been riding that? And like, what bike did you have prior to
Um,
riding that?
so I've been riding that just after Poland Worlds in 2019. And before that, I was always just on the Archie, Mark V Archie, but I kept snapping the bottom brackets. So I just kept I got it re-welded a couple of times, and just snapped it again. So just wasn't going to stick. So got a new frame, but it doesn't feel much different setup wise. I definitely don't feel much difference. No, just a bit more clearance going to the corners.
Can you remember like where or when you rode your first meeting?
In Australia, I know my first meeting in England in 2009. Well, I actually signed for pool first time I was in England in 2009, and we had a match against East Newport at East Newport track. I'm not sure if you've ever been there.
Yeah.
But I took the Aussies there in 2015 to have a pedal around the track during the Worlds, and you do one pedal and you're in the corner.
Yeah, it's a weird track because it's so wide, and you want to go
good
wide.
fun.
Yeah, you want to
It's good
go
fun.
wide, but it's weird. And like from when you're off gate 4, there's so far to the first bend. It's weird.
Here in Australia, we've only got 4 tracks. In South Australia is where we race. So it's as far as like having your first meeting, I wouldn't be able to tell you from here. There's not much choice over here.
When you're racing, like, do you have any superstitions?
Me, no, I do have a routine. Not that I follow it religiously. If I'm just going out for a ride, I don't bother about it. But if I'm going into a serious race, just a standard clean your tire, clean your grid. I always pull my helmet down at the front before every race if I'm serious. Other than that, no, not really.
What stuff do you like to do outside of Speedway, and what's your job?
I work at sales. I work in sales at a metal manufacturing place. Just work in sales and just selling stuff that people need in the metal industry.
Yes. Yeah,
Nice.
While you're like not working, not doing cycle speedway, like what do you do to relax really?
I train. I train every morning at 5 in the morning with my missus. Play a bit of PC games with the boys. That's about it. Me and Mrs. bought a house about a year ago, so doing a lot of stuff around the house is taking up a lot of my time.
So, I think that may be enough for today, and I think that was a very good episode with you for our first international podcast. So thank you to you, Bobby.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Noah. Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah. And
looking
so
forward to seeing you guys progress in the future.
Yeah, you too. So we'll see all you listeners, viewers next time. So thank you.